Hi guys, how are you? It has been a long time since we have done an actual episode of Peeps and Kevin in the kitchen with an actual, kitchen. For those of you who haven't noticed, I've actually started gaming streaming, which is a really difficult thing to do, especially when you can't get your stupid OBS to friggin' start the sound. Hey, Biddy, how's it going? At any rate, I had a really bad sweet tooth today, so I was like, Peeps, make me some cookies! And she was like,
fine, but they're gonna be fancy cookies.
Yeah, see, we've made actually, I think, 2 episodes of the show before about how to make cookies from what, Kevin knows as ingredients. But apparently Peeps can make cookies from, other stuff that she calls ingredients, which are different. And I don't know if you know this, but cookie comes from the ancient Germanic word kukje, which means a whale's nipple. Because when cookies are finished, they actually turn out to be exactly the same size and shape as a whale's nipple. The more you know. So, Peeps is already part of the way through the process, so I'll let her explain what she's been doing.
Why don't we tell them what we're making?
Cookies, I already said that.
Okay.
Were you not paying attention to any of the whole diatribe I just gave?
Okay, but we're making special cookies. So, if any of you ever watch A Chef's Table on Netflix, which is gorgeous, and if you're kind of a food person, you should, because it's like little hour episodes about a famous chef, and they're filmed beautifully and they're really interesting. But so the 4th season just came out and it's pastry chefs, and the first episode is about the chef from Momofuku Milk Bar.
Yes, that is an actual thing.
Momofuku is David Chang's restaurant, and it's kind of in his restaurant family. And I've heard about some of her work off and on, but I haven't tried it. And then I found out there's a cookbook. And the paper copy of the cookbook is like $60 now because it's out of print, and they did like a 2nd edition with different stuff that's not as good. But you can get like the 1st edition cookbook for about $11 on Kindle. So I did that because she was talking about making cornflake cookies. And in college, there was this place that made the best cookies, and they were pistachio coconut cookies, and it took me a while to figure out there were ground up cornflakes in them, and that was part of the texture and the flavor. So Kevin loves chocolate chip cookies, as you might know, like to the exclusion of other cookies. But these are chocolate chip cookies, but they have cornflakes and marshmallows and stuff in them. And it's restaurant recipes, so there's a lot of technique, and they expect you to have some equipment. So I don't know how you could do this without like a beast of a stand mixer, because the butter, sugar, egg, and vanilla have to cream on high for 8 minutes. Like, it is not negotiable.
I do not.
So I've been doing that, and it's loud.
Okay, so what did you put in here?
So it's 2 sticks of butter, like a 1.5 cups of white sugar, a 1/4 cup of super packed brown sugar, an egg, and like some vanilla that I didn't actually measure.
Your best friend Sprig says hi.
Hey, Sprigs. So I'm gonna let this run for a couple of minutes, and we're gonna walk in the living room where hopefully it's less loud and you can hear us. Ready?
Can you hear that?
Oh my god, it's so loud. Like, this is actually the lighting one. Okay, so it's super loud, and intense, and I think it might have more horsepower than Kevin's car, if we're being honest.
Hey, my car has 3 cylinders of raw power.
Okay, so
What?
this is the magic ingredient. And this is cornflake. It's a recipe for cornflake crunch that's in there. And it is not just cornflakes. So you toss cornflakes in melted butter with milk powder, which is powdered dry milk, salt and sugar, and you toast them in the oven for like 20 or 30 minutes. And they kind of turn into magic. It's dark in here. So, we have the loudest mixer on earth. So these cornflake things, and you're like, I don't know what the big deal is. Like, why are cornflakes so important? But it's the milk powder, because when it bakes, the milk solids do this magical toffee thing, and they give incredible depth of flavor and this really nice, chewy, crunchy texture. And so that's gonna wind up in the cookies. So let's go make the cookies because it's finished creaming.
You know what's finished creaming? Oh. She turned the light out on my love.
Okay, so if you're people who have made cookies, show the thing.
Showing the thing.
Okay, so this is 2 sticks of butter and about 1.5 cups of sugar. And it's incredibly fluffy and light, like it's like whipped cream. The sugar's mostly dissolved in it, so everything is super incorporated. It's really light and fluffy, and that's going to make a difference in how the cookies bake. It makes a difference in how cakes bake. This is how I start cake recipes a lot. So, gonna add in. I need to put the salt in. I forgot about the salt.
These cookies are about to get assaulted.
Okay.
Come on, guys, that was funny.
So, never measure the salt over the thing. Just, you're gonna spill it and it's gonna be all bad. This has a surprising amount of salt, like 1.25 teaspoons, which is a lot of salt for something sweet.
So they really are being assaulted. That's the second time I made that joke, I know. But I think somebody joined the stream since I made the first joke, so I had to make the new joke for them.
No,
that's how that works.
I assaulted you.
That's not funny, Sarah. I already made that joke.
Okay. So. Here's the deal. Here's an important thing. And this is like chemistry. No, it's physics maybe. I don't know. It's a little bit of both. So we're about to put in the flour. You only mix the flour until it's just barely mixed. Otherwise, it starts developing the gluten in flour, which is like what makes bread chewy and stretchy, and you don't want chewy bread cookies. You want delicious, tender, crispy cookies. And this goes double because for this recipe, she prefers bread flour. Because it's strong enough to hold all the ingredients together.
Oh my gosh, 3 people watching us. That might be a new record.
Okay.
While you're mixing, I'm going away because this is... Oh, Tyler, gluten! Gluten will kill us! You know, in LA, gluten is so feared that you could actually rob a liquor store with a bagel. I totally stole that from Ryan Reynolds. I look a lot like Ryan Reynolds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like him, like twins, I've heard.
Okay.
So we got our mix.
And that's just kind of barely together. It's not very well incorporated. We're going to mix the other ingredients in. So it's going to have more of a chance to get combined, and that's okay. So now you have to do the cornflake crunch, which is delicious. Like, I feel like
That is good. What's in that besides cornflakes?
Powdered milk.
Powdered milk?
And butter.
Is that even a real thing?
Mm-hmm. And butter and sugar and salt.
That is delicious.
Aren't you kind of excited about that being in cookies now?
Yeah, I am kind of excited about that being in cookies.
Okay. 4.
Okay, so see, Sarah just like measures stuff, whereas when I make cookies, it's just there for you. You just like break the things and put them on the thing, and then there's no measuring needed. So like with hers, there's math, and math is boring and evil and wrong, and I'm just kidding. I like math. Math is fun, but not when you're like drunk and want cookies, and you're just there to like, you know, have some cookies.
Okay. I know, I ruin everything with my math and precision. So...
You've mixed the...
I mixed the cornflakes in. So, guess what comes next?
Putting it on a baking sheet?
No.
How am I supposed to know?
I told you they're like...
Oh, chocolate chip cookies! Yay! Chocolate chips! Chocolate chips! Chocolate chips! Yay!
You look scary.
I do not look scary.
You do look scary. Okay. So...
Do I look scary?
These only have a 1/4 cup of chocolate chips.
What?
No, we're just gonna do what the recipe says. Accept it.
I think we need to go against what the recipe says.
And then they're gonna do something really crazy. There are marshmallows in here. I know. I know.
Kevin is skeptical.
I know. Except a friend from Texas who's super chefly, and I really trust his opinion, was like, oh my god, these cookies are insane.
Who?
You don't know him. So these are all stuck together. I'm gonna eat them.
If they're stuck together, that's one marshmallow.
So I bought fresh marshmallows yesterday because I was worried those were stuck together. Because we live in a very humid place. And it does bad things to sugar. And it makes the baby Jesus cry. Okay. Now, we need... Oops. I should have measured these by weight. Because marshmallows are not a thing you can measure super precisely. I don't know if you knew that. So, I'm gonna mix that a little and let it come together for like 30 seconds.
Again with the mixer. It's so loud and annoying. You know who we should talk to? Abraham. Where's Abraham? Abraham! Where's Abraham? Is he in the bedroom? Hi, Abraham.
You fell off the deck this morning.
Well, are you going to find the cookies? You're going to find the cookies? Oh, no, you're going to the living room. Do you like cookies, Abraham? Abraham! Hey!
You know the answer to that.
Do you like cookies? Do you like cookies? Ah, yes he does. Everybody likes cookies. I don't care if you're a poodle or a person.
Okay.
So marshmallows, chocolate chips, not French fries, cornflakes. Cornflakes are like French fries, right?
Cornflakes. French fry cookies. Ugh. No.
We have really terrible lighting on this show. I don't know if you've ever noticed.
Well, our kitchen light works for lighting what we do, but it's not very good for filming. So.
We are such amateurs. I don't know if you've noticed.
The problem is that the person person that has like photography and video experience is also the person with the cooking experience.
I have being awesome experience.
Yes, you do. That's right, baby. So, okay. So, if you don't already make cookies with a disher, which is also known as an ice cream scoop, you are missing out because it lets you get consistent cookies that they all have the good stuff in them.
Yeah, everybody likes the good stuff.
You all want an even distribution of the good stuff. They bake evenly, so you don't wind up with some that are like half-baked and some that are overbaked. It's fast. It's so much easier than like making walnut-sized things with your...
Mmm. Oh, that's so good.
It's really buttery and salty.
Uh-huh.
And it's not too sweet. So here's the part where things get weird. Kevin.
Huh. I'm sending an appreciation post to all the women watching the stream.
Kevin. So, seriously, Kevin.
What?
So this is where things get weird and Kevin's gonna get sad. These go hang out in the refrigerator for an hour. I know.
I want my cookies.
So the easiest way to do this is to dish up a big tray of them and let them be close together. And then when you bake them, set them on a separate tray, far apart because they're going to spread. So we are going to let these hang out in the fridge. And then we will show you the finished product in a bit. But so why are we chilling cookie dough? Do you know why, Kevin?
Because it's way too angry and it needs to just chill out for a while.
It's like a Xanax for cookies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that how that works?
No. So, well, there's a few things. So one, it gives the ingredients a little bit of time to meld better. So you get better flavor, just like when you put your ranch dressing in the fridge for like half an hour before you eat it, when you make it from scratch. Jeremy
says it sets the yeast, right?
There's no yeast in this.
Oh, there's no yeast in this, Jeremy.
God, Jeremy. So what it does, so it helps them bake evenly because they'll spread absolutely everywhere if you bake them room temperature. Kind of like pie crust. And the other thing it does is the butter solids in here from the milk powder and the butter are going to do a thing with the sugar that involves chemistry. And I think it's basically like cookie sex.
Cookie sex.
Look,
you heard it here first, folks.
Good things happen. Don't ask questions. But it really gives you the toffee kind of effect with really rich flavor. So if Kevin isn't helping at the time, I chill my cookie dough.
Help.
I chill my cookie dough normally for chocolate chip cookies, and it lets them be crispy at the edges and chewy in the middle and kind of soft as just their whole texture, even when they're cooled. So these should be crispy at the edges, chewy in the middle, kind of soft, but still hold together. So...
And if you were to see us without our shirts off, you would know. We know what we're talking about when it comes to cookies.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really delicious cookie dough.
Is it?
No, I will give you some. No, get your fingers out.
Oh, it's so good.
And I tend to like desserts that aren't too sweet and that are maybe a little bit salty.
Abraham likes them too. He just wants you to know that.
So I'm pretty excited about these.
So, Peeps, if you happen to drop anything, Abraham is there for you.
Is he ready?
He is ready
He is such a good boy.
to be your helper.
Okay. So... Okay, so all done.
Oh my god, that is such a horrible noise.
I know. Okay. I'm gonna make a spot for the last cookie. So these are gonna get wrapped. I'm just gonna throw some plastic wrap over it and stick it in the fridge for an hour.
And then after we stick it in the fridge for an hour, we're gonna pull it out, put it in the oven at 900 degrees for 74 minutes.
Close. We are going to flatten them like that so that they bake evenly. And we're going to space them 4 inches apart on a parchment covered cookie sheet and bake them for 18 minutes at 375.
18 at 375. I was close.
You were, because this is a lot of cookie.
All right, and then we will be back live in like an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes or something to show you the final product. And then if you're watching this on, not live, I'll have cut the 2 videos together so it seems like one video, which, is really good for you because, it's my hard work, but it really does help you guys out because I love you. But anyway, if you are watching this live, we'll be back in like an hour and a half, show you the final product, do a little taste test. We love you. We'll see you in a few. The cookie episode with the Peeps making the cookies with the ingredients and frosted flakes.
Cornflakes.
Frosted flakes are cornflakes.
But they have more sugar on them, and that would be too much sugar, and that wouldn't be good.
Same thing. Okay, so we cooked them in 3 different batches. The first 2 batches were a little overdone, so I'm trying to convince Sarah to take them out of the oven, the 3rd batch, a little early.
Okay, let's talk about this cookie. They are going to wind up
See, it's too much sun.
Hold on. They're going to wind up with darker brown edges like this because there's marshmallows and the sugar in the marshmallows melts and caramelizes around the outside.
See, it's dark brown.
Kevin really likes cookies to be like basically raw in the middle.
Basically. Not just in the middle.
And that doesn't work with the texture of this. Like, these are not amazing hot. They're better chilled because the cornflakes are a little like, I don't know what the texture is, but it's almost stale. Does that work? Like not super crunchy, but they're better when they're chilled. But, so these are browned around the edges and still a little bit soft and pale gold on the inside.
You're soft on the inside.
I know. It's because I'm fat. And organs are generally squishy. A thing I know because I've gotten to hold them in my hands.
Sarah, let's not talk about our sex life on the stream.
I got to be in surgery the other week and it was awesome. So...
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Not done.
Pull them out.
No, they're not done.
They're perfect.
They're not done and they're going to be super messed up.
She gets 2 loads her way. I want 1 my way, and she can't even, go with it for a second.
Soft Kevin, warm Kevin, little ball of rage. Sleepy Kevin, hungry Kevin, I'll put you in a cage. I don't know the words.
That's not even a thing, Sarah.
Only because I have to get a tiger cage to fit you in it. It's because you're giant, not because you're scary.
Oh. I'm totally scary, aren't I?
You're not.
Can y'all please, leave some comments about how awesome and scary and intimidating and wonderful I am? And how amazing I am at video games and how I kick everybody's ass all the time?
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah. Our oven door is dirty on the inside where I can't clean it the inside of the glass because at some point something boiled over and got down in there somehow. I'm not very good at Martha Stewarding. Okay. But let's rotate these in case they're not cooking evenly.
Oh, they're perfect. Look at them. They're perfect.
They're not perfect.
They're perfect. They're no, don't.
Fine. Fine. There, those are yours now.
Yeah, buddy. And they're gonna be the perfect ones.
I hope you get salmonella.
I'm not gonna get salmonella, Sarah. They've
I know,
reached
like,
above the
okay.
temperature of 105 degrees or whatever they need to be.
Isn't it like boiling?
Sarah, could you live in that oven?
No.
Then why do you expect salmonella to be able to? Huh? Double standards, Sarah.
Because bacterial habitats and quality of life things are different than human homeostasis.
Did you just call me a homostasis?
No. But if you keep picking on me about cookies, that's going to be a homeless face.
You know the house is in my name, right?
It's in our names.
No, it's in my name.
No, it's not. I signed all the mortgage paperwork with you. Forever.
That was Abraham.
At the lawyer's office.
You're misremembering. Me and Abraham own this house 50-50.
So these are Kevin's salmonella cookies.
They're not salmonella cookies. Look, they're perfectly done. They're still bright. There's no dark spots.
Yeah, but you want them to be gold a little darker around the edges.
No, I don't. I really don't. That's not what I want, Sarah.
This is why we can't have nice things.
No, this is the nice things. Look. Yummy, perfectly done cookies. Overcooked Sara cookies.
Okay, like the first batch was
Perfectly
overbaked.
done. Overdone. Kevin, Sara. Kevin's perfect cookies. Sarah's bricks.
Move.
See how that works?
Move.
Is that... What? Am I right or am I right?
I want to punch you.
And by that, she means she loves me.
I want to punch him. Because here I am, spending 2 days
Ow!
making you
Ow!
cookies.
Ow!
2 days making you cookies. And all you're doing is criticizing them.
I'm not criticizing them. They're perfect. Look.
I'm not going to make you cookies anymore.
Look. I have made cookies twice on this show for
be
you.
all-
And you have only made cookies once for me.
You know what? It's going to be all oatmeal raisin. Because I love oatmeal raisin cookies and Kevin
That's just
does
mean.
not.
That's totally mean. Oatmeal raisin cookies are not okay.
They're so good.
No, they're not.
They're oatmeal-y and raisiny with cinnamon and they're soft and
Yeah,
chewy.
that's the point. They're...
And ginger snaps. And then I'm going to make a lot of vegetables.
I like vegetables.
I know.
Like potatoes.
No potatoes, just
and
real
mini
vegetables.
corn. Potatoes are real vegetables.
No, never stop.
And mini corns. And sweet potatoes.
There, these are done.
No, they're not. Look, they're overdone. See, they're brown around the edges.
I want them.
See how these are the same color throughout? These are brown around the edges.
This is exactly...
That means they're going to be burned on the bottom.
So this batch is actually what you want? That was the batch I overcooked. Because you had the TV turned up so loud with your deafness that I did not hear the timer go off.
That's not true.
That's absolutely true.
That's not true.
It's true.
She's lying.
It's true.
She's lying.
So these are our cookies. Mine are better than Kevin's.
No, because mine are perfectly done. Yours are overdone.
Yours are going to fall apart and not be good.
Yeah, falling apart is the way you want them.
So here you go. This is me cooling your cookies. Are you going to eat one?
Yeah. And it's going to be delicious.
You know what? Just going to stack up the sad cookies I screwed up.
They're not sad, Sarah.
Cookies of shame. Cookies of shame. Like, they're still not done to the point that it's hard to get them off of.
I know, that's the perfect spot. Like when it's hard to get them off the thing, but they mostly stay together, that's when cookies are perfect.
Okay.
Oh my god, y'all really wish you could smell this right now.
They do smell really good, don't they?
It smells like butter and...
magic.
Oh, not oatmeal, shut up.
They don't really smell like corn.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's falling apart. Oh, look, see? Oh, yeah, that's perfect! That's how a cookie should be. That right there.
I hope you burn your mouth.
Mmm. 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 You can taste the ingredients better.
Okay. Underbaked is better than overbaked.
Thank you.
But I'm not saying it's as good as perfectly baked.
Mmm. These are perfectly baked.
Those are perfectly baked.
No, they're not. Mmm. See? Where it's floppy. Ah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Hey, Gorilla. We're having amazing...
Stop chewing so loud, it's really gross.
I'm not chewing loud. We're having amazing, perfect... dropped. But, anyway, that's the end of our cookie stream. Any last minute piece of advice for the viewers out there?
They have marshmallows in them, which are going to melt and caramelize and kind of make this lacy toffee stuff on the edges. Like so.
But you can really taste the marshmallow.
But not in a bad way.
No. And you can
Like
taste the frosted flakes.
Cornflakes, they're not frosted.
Whatever. And you can't really taste the chocolate. Maybe more chocolate
I
chips.
think more chocolate chips next time.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's a typo.
Maybe.
Or maybe the point isn't that they have a lot of chocolate. Maybe the point is just occasionally there's like a surprise little bit of chocolate.
I don't know.